back, everybody, YouTube, and what I'm here to show you is my collection right now in July of 2011. It's grown a lot in the last year, so I thought I'd put a video up and just show you everything. Ahead of time, I just want to let you know this is going to be a very long video because I got a lot of things to go through, and just think of it as going to some nerd's basement that just shows you everything he's got. You're bored by the end. But if you make it through this video, leave a comment and let me know that you did, because I doubt that very many people will, though. But this is just to show everything because some people have asked me. Alright, so I'm going to start out now. Now I'm going to start with the loudest arcade game I have here, which is my Capcom vs. SNK cabinet, and right now I'm running Project Justice in it. This cabinet has a Naomi, which is essentially like an arcade Dreamcast, and there's multiple cartridges or GD-ROMs you can put in it and play different games. Project Justice is just an awesome game, and I'll do a review on it later. I've actually done a short video on it before, but this is just to show everything that I've got. So there you go. I'm going to turn this one off because it's just so loud. I could just turn the volume down on it too, but I don't want to get in there. Here's my Neo Geo cabinet. Right now it's just playing Last Blade 2. This is a 4-slot and a 2-slot cabinet. Right now I just have the multi-cartridge in there. It's just, I have all my other Neo Geo cartridges on the shelf behind me, which I will show you shortly. And this is my Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet right here. Right now I've got my Street Fighter 2 Turbo board in it running. If you look inside, I've got, I don't know if you can see inside there, probably not, but there's I've got 3 CPS2 boards, in full board sets in there. I've got Street Fighter Alpha 1, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Marvel vs. Capcom, Darkstalkers, and then the CPS2 1 board, which is the Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Another neat little thing I did here is the coin reject buttons. There, as you can see there, that's Ken, that's Ryu. Okay, turn this one off. And this is my, I would call it my midway wall, although I've got another midway wall here too. So I'll start here on the right. This is a Ga Plus, which is a Namco game licensed by Midway, and it's the sequel to Galaga. It's a great game. It's got some new power-ups that weren't in Galaga. It's actually really awesome and very difficult. As you can see, you can go in 4 directions in Ga Plus if you're looking right there. It's much more difficult than Galaga. And of course, right next to it, I have Galaga. And Galaga is a sequel to Galaxian. And I have a Galaxian cabinet that I'm going to be restoring completely. But right now, it's just an empty shell. Well, there's my Galaga, which everybody has to have. Here is my Mortal Kombat. Now this is not a standard Mortal Kombat cabinet this has been converted by a operator. This was originally a 25-inch Bad Dudes cabinet, which are actually kind of uncommon to see. I don't know if you'd call it rare, but I've never actually seen anybody that I know that actually has a 25-inch Bad Dudes cabinet. So I might actually convert this back. A lot of people don't like Bad Dudes. I actually like Bad Dudes a lot. There's something about it that takes me back. But there's those 3. I'm going to turn these off so they're not making noise. Also, I have, I'm using the X10. These are the Radio Shack remote right here to turn my games on and off. Now, here is just my kind of stack of extra things that I don't really use so much. You see there's a Atari 800XL that I got. It was in the box, and it still has the plastic over the keys. It's just sitting there with dust on it. But the box itself was really bad shape, and I didn't want to keep it. I would have liked to, but it was just so bad. There's a stack of NESs, another stack of NESs, some cables. We've got Atari 2600, a Genesis N64, 2 Commodore 64s. There's a Telestar Alpha right there, which is a Pong clone by Coleco. This is a Video Sports, or Venture Electronics Video Sports. This is another Pong clone. It's a 4-player. And it has a light gun too. I think I have a light gun. I need to find it. There's some more N64s back there. We got a Dreamcast kind of tucked in there. Another Xbox. There's another N64. Model 1 Genesis. Another N64. Another Genesis. And another N64 underneath that one. This is friend Matt's Street Fighter 2, which has been modified. It's almost like the Rainbow mods that were for it, but it's weird. It's very weird. If you look back at some of my earlier videos, you'll see a video about this. I'll try to link through it from the video here. You can jump after doing a fireball in the air, so you can just keep jumping vertically. And you can jump, fireball, jump, fireball, jump, fireball, and you can go right up through the ceiling, come back up to the floor, although you're not really on the floor, and you can keep going up, and then you fall all the way back down. It's kind of interesting. It's not very good for playing, though. There's the floppy drive for the Commodore 64. And I got a Virtual Boy here in the Blockbuster case, complete. Right there is my portable N64, which I've never finished. Kind of moved on from that. As you see, got into arcade things. All right, so that's just the kind of the scrap heap. Now I'll start here at the top of my shelves, and here you see a lot of packaging, like the Commodore 64 joystick that Jerry Ellisworth actually worked on. I wonder if she'll see this video. She actually commented on one of my other videos. I love that Commodore joystick. It's really great. These are all those little TV games that are all there. I got a Toomey Atomic Pinball there. A whole bunch of Game Boy Advance, Game Boy SPs. I got the Pokemon Advance, the Pokemon Center New York version of the Game Boy Advance. There's a Lethal Enforcers in the box gun for the Sega CD. There's a stunner box there for the Sega Saturn. One of my favorite set of controllers for the Genesis, the infrared 6-button controller. This is the best Genesis controller you can get. It's just, I mean, not the best in terms of like performance. It's really good. But it's great because it's wireless and it's really early. There's an Atari 2600 box. I got a NES. I think this is the action set right here. Yeah, it says action set right there. Keep going down this way. Got a laser scope. This is a PS2 keyboard. There's a Game Gear in a travel case. I got several box Game Genies. I got the Sega Master System there in the box. I got a Panasonic 3DO, with graphing calculator. There's my original Super Nintendo box that I got my Super Nintendo in. A Super Scope 6 in the box. There's my original N64 box, my Sega CD box, my Sega Saturn box. I got some really cool posters in that tube right there. My GameCube box. Again, some more Game Boy Advances, Game Boy Micros, Nintendo DS, Game Boy Color. My 32X thing, which I had to send back to Sega. It's got all the shipping back because they had to repair it. Here's my Dreamcast arcade stick my wife bought for me back in the day. She's awesome, really is. PlayStation 2, which I never really got to play too much. I don't know, I just never got a lot of games that I really liked for it. Not like my Dreamcast, which I just went crazy for. I love my Dreamcast. My Xbox 360 box. If you look up in there, there's the arcade power stick for the Sega Genesis box. Okay, so we're through the top of the bookshelf. We're going to start over on this end. And you'll see, I'll start here, these are my Tapwave Zodiac games right there. They're in the box. I have several games that are in the box. There's also ones that you download and add, but I picked up a whole bunch of games there for it. They come on little SD cards. And you'll see my PlayStation 2 games, which you see they're kind of limited. I don't have a whole heck of a lot of them. You know, I've got a few in there. Kind of like choice pick ones and some things that I got real cheap. PlayStation 1, as you see, there's very little PlayStation 1. I didn't really get into the PlayStation 1. It just seemed like it had a lot of... It was hard to sort through the junk. It's kind of like the Wii is now. You know, just everybody had it, so everybody made games for it, and so it was just full of junk. And there's my PSP games. I got some more that aren't in the box, obviously. Here I've got a Neo Geo Pocket Color, another Neo Geo Pocket Color. I actually have 3 of them. I don't know where the third box is right now. A little Ace Card box, Ace Card 2 box. Here we go. Here's Samurai Showdown 2, or Samurai Spirits, as we call it. That is for the Neo Geo Pocket Color. Pac-Man. This is the game to have if you haven't have a Pocket Color. This is Match the Millennium, SNK versus Capcom. Awesome game. I mean, it's made by Dips, the people who made Street Fighter 4, and also made a lot of made Street Fighter 1, a lot of SNK games. This is just an awesome game. I could play it over and over again. You know, some more PlayStation 1. Here's a little craft project I was making. These are little foam bits I was making a Mega Man. I haven't finished it. I got the rest of the pieces to do it. I just kind of stopped there. It's good enough, I guess. And back here, what we've got here is a bunch of Game Boy Advance games and the boxes for them, N64 games. This is a marquee for a Metal Slug. It's not actually the marquee for a Metal Slug. It's something that was made. I don't know who made it or whatever, but it was from an operator, so I don't think they made it themselves. I'm going to stick on the games section right now. Here's my original NES games with the boxes that I have. What I have is pretty much, what you see here. This is not, because then Nintendo games were really expensive, and back then I was in, junior high and high school when these games came out, so I didn't have a lot of money to spend. When you're talking, $50, $60 a game, you didn't get a lot of games. So there's a lot of games that they go back behind here too. I've got. Problem is I'm running out of shelf space because of my arcade games too. Let me look back here. You can see there's some more stuff back there. And there's a stack of original Game Boy games, Game Boy Color games. I got an X-Band modem right there, and that's a complete X-Band modem. And I actually have the X-Band modem keyboard, which almost nobody has, which was awesome. You used to be able to play online. You play Super Street Fighter 2 on your SNES online with people. And it was great. It was awesome. You didn't want to play Mortal Kombat 2 because people would just cheat left and right. Here is some Game Boy Color games. You see right there. These are the ones that are the boxes. I've got my Virtual Boy games here in the box. Here's my TurboGrafx 16 games. And that's not every game I have. There's ones that are just loose. Super Nintendo cartridges, Super Nintendo boxes. I got my Super Scope 6 here, and my Power Glove. And then we'll move over here. Now these are double stacked because I got so much stuff. We've got some Saturn games, we've got Sega CD games, we've got Master System games, 32X games, we've got a 7800 game back there. If you look back behind here, it's all Genesis games, boxes. See, I'm not going to pull it all out. It's quite a bit back there though. We go down here. Here's some arcade boards I have. These I can put in my Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet, any JAMA cabinet I can run them in. This first one here is by Taito. This is a Taito game. This is Rastan. Awesome, one of the best arcade games ever, at least in my opinion. This right here, this is by Capcom, and this is Black Tiger. Very similar. It's kind of like, think of Rastan crossed with Ghouls and Ghosts, or Ghosts and Goblins, whichever one you choose to like better. It's a really great game by Capcom. This here is a Double Dragon board. It's a bootleg though. It's not an actual Double Dragon. This is, let me see what this one is. Can't remember which one this one is here. This is Hippodrome. It's actually quite fun. Or is this Hippodrome, or is this is my Galaga? No, this is my Galaga 88. Awesome game. It's the let's see, you've got Galaxian, you've got Galaga, you've got Ga+, you've got Galaga 88, you've got Galaga Collection, then you got the Xbox ones. This is Hippodrome right here. This is by Data East. And it's kind of like a Street Fighter game, except for you get like a barbarian kind of character in it. So there's some of my JAMA boards. The rest of them are actually inside the cabinet. This is my portable NES that I made years ago, back in 2001. Still works. I don't have batteries. I don't have working batteries in it. It looks pretty bulky to the ones that you see people on the Ben Heck forums making, but this was made way before that. This was made back in 2001. So, while it's not beautiful and pretty, it worked, and it was either I was the second or third person making a portable NES. There's a Kevtris. I don't know what his actual name. Kevin Horton was his name. He made one with a Sega Nomad, he used a Sega Nomad and an NES in a chip to make one. This is actually made with a real NES board inside of it. It's a little bulky. I was actually working on a version 2, which is much smaller. Here's my NES games. You see there's a lot more than are in boxes. That's because back in the day, when you wanted a game, you got it used because they were so expensive. So you have my stack of NES games. It's not a complete collection. There's some in here that I don't really care for. They were ones given to me, like I got Back to the Future. And I've got games in here that I don't like because that I got brand new, and it was a huge disappointment. One of them being RC Pro-Am, and I know a lot of people like RC Pro-Am, but man, I felt like I got ripped off when I got that game. I really hate that game. All right, over here is just kind of other just odd collection things. There's nothing video game really related. Just some I got some Dungeons & Dragons game sets. I got some artwork and stuff. So I'm not gonna stick on that. I got some more NES games here I was actually doing stuff with. If you look back here, this is my Neo Geo MVS collection. This is not the AES. This is actually the arcade cartridges. And so I've got some dupes in here too, if anybody wants to trade one for another. I've got the Samurai Showdown 1, 2, 3. I got 2 of 1. King of Fighters 94, King of Fighters 95, that's the Japanese version. Fatal Fury 2, Art of Fighting, World Heroes 2, Fighter History Dynamite. I got 2 Ninja Combats. I got Baseball Stars Professional, Cross Swords, 2 Cyber Lips, 3 Sengokus, Panic Bomber, which is one of my favorite games actually in the Virtual Boy. We've got Super Baseball 2020 Super Baseball, Top Players Golf, Bust a Move Spin Master, another Bust a Move, Samurai Showdown, a 3-count bout. We got down here, which is kind of messy. I was actually going through them. I got my N64 and Super Nintendo games down there. I've got a Super Game Boy. You'll see there's the X-Band modem and my Game Genie. Gotta have a Game Genie back in the day. Get down here. Here's my Sega Genesis cartridges and my 32X. See, there's a 32X a second from the left. My Master System games. I've got 2 power-based converters for the Model 1 Genesis. There's my stack of Genesis games. I don't think it's every single game I've got. Here's some random stuff in here. This is like controllers and cables that I have to go through. Little accessories, replacement screens for the Game Boys and stuff. This is the ultimate Genesis controller. And once this came out, and I got this, I was like, man, I don't know why anybody uses those old controllers anymore, because this D-pad is just, it's a dream. This is the same D-pad that's actually on the wireless controller I have. Similar, it's not 100% the same. Here's my favorite PlayStation 2 controller. This is the Logitech cordless action controller here. It's just amazing, great wireless controller. There's a little bit of a lag on. I did a lag test in another one of my videos. Oh, there goes the pile of stuff. I've got a dog bone. I've got some controllers in here. I've got a dog bone NES controller in there somewhere. I don't actually have a top-loading NES. Here's my Game.com cartridges. I actually have the internet cartridge and the modem for it. So, well, not the modem, but there's the cable that goes with it. It's a link, it's a standard serial cable. You plug that in, and it becomes a terminal. And you have to have a modem, which any modem will work with it. Here is my stack of 3DO games, and you look back here. So I got 50 games with the 3DO when I bought it. It was just an amazing find, $30. There's some Dreamcast burned parts there, discs there. Here's my actual Dreamcast games here. I got like Shenmue 2, that's the import, Shenmue. Just really my favorite. Dreamcast is my favorite system when it comes down to it. Here's my GameCube games here. There's my Nintendo DS games here. I've got here's another A board for CPS2. That's another Marvel vs. Capcom there. Boxed Dreamcast controllers. A whole bunch of other Dreamcast stuff here. Some PC games. This is one of my. Now, if you're a fan of those point-and-click games, this game is awesome. Beavis and Butthead Virtual Stupidity. If you like Beavis and Butthead, which I did back then, I don't really care for it now, really. But back when this came out, this was just a great game. There's points where you wouldn't know what to do, and you had a hard time. Like you had to get a piece of gum and then put it down into a vent. Just hard stuff to figure out sometimes. I got here some other little portable things, like there's that little Disney game, which you'll see over in my other part when I get over to all my portable games. There's a GBA TV converter. You plug it into it, becomes part of your GBA, so you play on TV. Before they had the GameCube thing, the Lynx box. There's a bunch of Game Informer magazines there. This is my GP2X right there box that it came in. My Sega Nomad box, my Game Gear box, my Turbo Express box, my Tapwave Zodiac box, original DS. There's the VG Pocket, which has got Space Invaders. It's really awesome. My Game Park 32, which is the precursor to the GP2X. GP2X Cradle. A Total Control Plus, which is an adapter so you can use PlayStation 2 controllers on your Dreamcast, which is great because I can use that controller that I love so much. My PSP, my Game Boy Movie Player, and then if you get up here, here's all my game magazines. And these are Electronic Game Monthlies going way back to when the Electronic Game Monthly first came out. Just a ton of them in here. I don't get the magazine anymore. There's another one of those TV games. Again, more of Electronic Game Monthly. As you see, it continues on down. And some other next gens here. I have the official Dreamcast one, which is further down. Here's all my Nintendo Powers. These are the original Nintendo Powers with the original Nintendo strategy guides. A controller in there, just because I have a lot of stuff. I don't know where to put it all. And I have the Sega Visions magazines there. And the Dreamcast magazines. The Dreamcast magazines are awesome. I love those. Those are really fun to get. I love the way they looked every month. Okay, so I'm going to get up now. Alright, so I'm hitting the end. I got 8 minutes left to this. I'll have to probably do this in 2 segments. So we'll move on. This is my baby Pac-Man, and this actually comes on, and both parts of it work. There's actually, you have the pinball portion on the bottom, and you have the video game portion on the top. Both of them work. They just don't communicate, so I need to fix the communications cable between them, and it needs new rubber. As you can see, here's the bumper rubber, and it's all hard and stiff and broken. But that's an easy fix. I just have to take the time to do it. Terminator 2, awesome game here. If anybody's ever played it. And moving on to my other arcade game here. This is the biggest one in my collection. This is Namco's Prop Cycle. And this is fun. It's like Pilot Wings, except for you pedal a bike. It's a flying bike through the air. It's got a huge big screen TV on it. And move over here. Just get the arcade ones done. This is, oh, I forgot to show the Virtual Boy. It's my Virtual Boy cabinet right here. There's a whole other video about this. You can see inside. You see the Virtual Boy's on, lit up marquee, yada yada. This is my cabinet. This was a Simpsons cabinet. I'm in the middle of restoring, and it's going to have a large VGA monitor in it, and I'm going to run mostly my Xbox 360 in it. I still need to paint the front of it. This is a Radical Bikers. It's kind of like Crazy Taxi, but you're on a bike, on a moped. This actually works completely. It's just the monitor the monitor turns off after a while, which I just need to finish fixing that. This is the Galaxian cabinet here that needs a complete restore. PC. This is the monitor that's going to go inside that Simpsons cabinet right here. It's a 27-inch VGA. I just got this today. This is a Donkey Kong. You can see it's not displaying correctly. This is a mini Donkey Kong, and I'll do a big review on this as well. It's more uncommon than the full upright. Some people wouldn't really care about it. I don't know. I got another Dreamcast here. You'll see this is running Capcom vs. SNK 2. I got the mouse in there. I've got the network card. I got the arcade stick. What you see here is a PS1 that's hooked up to a Commodore 64 monitor. Now you see that the picture is sideways, and I didn't bother turning it for this video. But what I like to do is that you can play these Namco games in rotating mode, and this monitor is great because you can turn it sideways and it doesn't ruin the picture. It's got a nice, it mounts nicely. So I got that and an NES in there. I've got a Sega Saturn and a ColecoVision. Got another Sega Saturn there, a Dreamcast, a GameCube. I have another GameCube that's upstairs. I didn't turn, this isn't turned on, but got regular TV on that. Here's my Sega CD. This is the must-have game if you have a Sega CD. This is Still Feed. And I will do a review on this, but if you don't have Still Feed for the Sega CD, this is the one to have. There's three must-have games really for the Sega CD there. You've got Still Feed, you've got Sonic, everybody knows Sonic, you've got Lunar, the Silver Star. That's an amazing game. A lot of people play it on the PlayStation 1. But back in the day when you had the Sega CD, that was just like, holy mackerel, blew your way. This is my Sega Genesis. Got 32X adapter on it and the Sega CD. They got another N64 down there. There's a 3DO. That 3DO, I love my 3DO. Best game on 3DO is Star Control 2. If you don't have Star Control 2, you're nuts. You should have Star Control 2. And I will do a review on Star Control 2 to let you guys know about that. This is Galaga 90, which is actually the home version of Galaga 88, and that's on my TurboGrafx 16. I've got my PlayStation 2 there, another Dreamcast, and I've got another Xbox and Super Nintendo. They're just like just if I want to play whatever. This is a actual TV production monitor, and I have my Super Nintendo hooked up to it right now. My son was playing with the brightness right now, so it kind of looks really over bright. And he turned all the colors off, so I just need to adjust that back. Let's see, I've got 4 minutes left, so maybe I can squeeze the rest in here. This is a little bit messy right now, but I'm going to show you some of my unique little systems. I got this back in the day. This is a 2Me Pac-Man. Oops. And let's give it a quick little... Oh, I got eaten. All right, this is my GP2X with the cradle. Just set it there because I was doing stuff. I've got bins here full of controllers. This is an amazing game. This is Galaxian 2. It doesn't actually, it's not the sequel to Galaxian, but what's cool about it is if you look at it here, oh, the battery's going dead. Well, what you see here is you control it. One person controls the aliens at the top, and another person controls the spaceship at the bottom. This is just so much fun. Just imagine it back in the early 80s when nobody had really good home game systems or anything like this. It was actually really awesome back in the day. And this is made by Entex, which is the people who made the I can't think of the name right now. But I'll get back to that. This is a cabinet I have full of portable game systems. I've got 2 minutes left before the camera stops, so I'll just go through this real quickly. I've got a couple Game Gears in here. I got 2 Atari Lynx. I've got a Game Boy Color, another Game Gear. I've got right here, this is one of those Game & Watches from back in the day. I actually got that in St. Thomas. Got Game Boy Micros, original Game Boys, a whole bunch of things in here. Here's that, and this is the Pokemon one. It was the TV adapter hooked up to it. Got my Sega Nomad with virtual racing on it. It's great. Got the little pocket games here that you get everywhere. Another in there. I got all these little pocket. And actually, some have really great screens on them, like this Capulet right down here. I don't know if the batteries are good in this. Yeah, this has got a phenomenal screen on it. It's really high resolution, great colors. The camera really going to catch it. You got Bust a Move in it, Space Invaders, Burger Time. There's 100 other games or 50 games on it. 50 games. I've got that there. This is my Turbo Express right there. Love my Turbo Express, which is just TurboGrafx. There's another Neo Geo Pocket. I've got Game.coms there, 2 Game.coms. The 2 different versions of it. Little Pocket TV, whole bunch of games in there. Game Genie for the Game Gear. Here's if you want to see the Game.com, this is the actual connector, so you can hook up to a modem. And this works better with the 2 cartridge slot one. You take off the little connector, and you plug it in, like here. There, you can hook it right into a modem. Got 2 cartridge slots, and it's actually the cartridge is right in right there now. Got a touch screen, way ahead of its time, and really crappy at the same time. 58 seconds left of this video. Some Transformers I have here. More. I don't know if there's much game stuff in there. There's some stuff in there. There's my TurboGrafx games. I think I'm pretty much done with this video. Back here I've got some really awesome NES posters, the scratch-off Pac-Man cards. They're all behind my arcade games. I never got a chance to move them out. There's the Rob poster. I got a whole bunch more posters that are tucked back in here because I just don't have room for them anymore. I got to kind of rearrange everything I'm doing. So Transformers posters. I got 20 seconds left. Thanks everybody for watching this video. You make it to the end, I congratulate you, and I hope to see you again. Bye.